Got it in my nose.
Yep.
Ooh, it smells delicious though.
All
Salty.
these words sound like your last Friday night.
Oh, it does. That
Oh,
does
wow.
smell good.
Look
This is
at
gonna be
that
so
color.
tasty. Hey everybody. Welcome to Gaming and Drinking, episode 18. I am Adam Gogan with Travis Casey.
Hello.
And we are drinking some tasty beers. At least I am. I know this one's delicious.
That's a colorful thing. What you got there?
Oh my god, dude.
Wow, that's a thick boy.
It's a blonde stout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this one is called Golden Shades. It is from Ouzelfinch Beers.
Oh, Ouzelfinch, yeah.
And it is a golden stout with Reese's Pieces, peanut butter, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and milk sugar.
Oh my god, that sounds so fucking good.
Right? And look at this motherfucker.
Oh,
it looks
man.
like straight peanut butter.
I am very jealous. That sounds delicious.
Oh my god. It's straight up like a peanut butter milkshake.
That's great. Ouzelfinch's stuff, I've had it before, and it tends to be like it tends to have a bad smell and like a thick, like lots of chunks in it. But
dude, the head on this thing is like, it's crazy. It looks like latte foam.
Hell yeah.
And like, but it looks like it's got like Rice Krispies in it or something.
Yeah, it's Ouzelfinch always has like just stuff floating in it, like thick stuff. Yeah. What's the percentage on that bad boy?
6.5, I believe.
And also, where's Ouzelfinch?
7%. They are from Fort Monroe, Virginia.
Oh, cool.
Head brewer is Rachel Howard.
Oh, female brewer. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
sweet. Well, I have right here some Resident Culture out of Charlotte, North Carolina. This is called Human Potential. It's a great name for beer. And it is a triple India Pale.
Okay.
I haven't had an IPA on the show in a while. So I figured I'd do something like this. Look at this. It looks like a little hazy. Nice color. It's 10.3%.
There you go. Started off right.
It's pretty good.
Dude, if you see this one at the store, I highly recommend it. Good.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it.
Dessert in a can for sure.
I'm definitely gonna snag that. That looks good.
The head on it is wild, dude. Tasty.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyways, hey everybody. We are here to talk about some booze and some games and just see how everybody's doing. If you are new to the show, definitely give us a follow on Spotify and Apple and all the fun stuff. Rate us 5 stars because we are worth it. Just like L'Oreal commercials, we are worth it.
That?
I don't know.
That's probably.
I was born with it.
Maybe
Travis, it's Maybelline for Travis.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the way the show. Definitely still a current modern pop culture quote.
Yeah. Tyra Banks is still the hottest woman in the world.
Yeah. It is 1996. We have definitely.
You heard about that new movie Bedazzled coming out?
That's your 1996 movie reference touchdown.
We're talking about beauty stuff. Bedazzled was one.
Oh yeah.
Right?
No, Bedazzled was where she's like the devil.
Yeah, but she's really hot.
Yeah. I mean, yes. But I don't know if you would.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Is
like at the height of his like monkey or mummy powers.
He did have some mummy powers.
George of the Jungle era type stuff.
Dude, I saw the other day. I can't remember who directed the Mummy remake. Do you remember who directed that? Yeah, I just read that article yesterday. It was about
it's the biggest regret of his life or something like that. It was he's a screenwriter who's only done one other movie before. I can't remember his name. He's a fucking terrible director.
He said that was the biggest regret of his entire life was directing the Mummy, whatever, with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. But you know, like those just because you're a screen and he's like not even a good screenwriter. That's the thing. Like his stuff is often not very good anyway.
Uh-huh.
but he has always has successful movies. And so like a lot of times those screenwriters get the chance to put their shit on display. I always think of like
their eye on display instead of just their tongue, you know?
Yep. We're gonna go. Yep. We're gonna go.
You get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's the way. That's the parlance in the industry.
You use your tongue when you write. You know.
Do you?
You're thinking the words.
You're thinking the words. Yeah. You think? Why'd you turn Italian? You're thinking the words.
You got the words, and then when you direct, you're using your eye. You're visualizing what's in your head instead of writing it down on paper.
You also have to use your tongue to direct the actors and stuff like that, though. So, you know, it's a little bit of both up in there. Anyway, the point is that just because you're a screenwriter who's had success, oftentimes does not mean that you're going to be like a good director. Like, in fact, that often does not happen.
Yeah.
The guy who famously did like, Blade 1, 2 are both pretty good movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy who wrote the first two, David S. Goyer, did the third one, and it's fucking terrible. And I'll never forget like how that's like my go back to for all screenwriting directors and stuff like that.
Dude, I just like the head was getting like just super thick on top, so I like did a little like spin, and it developed like another 1.5 inches of head on it. Like, watch this. Wait.
For all you audio listeners, Adam is spinning his beer in his glass, trying to get the head to go down.
Oh, it's delicious though. Good God. It's literally like just liquid Reese's Pieces.
I love it.
Whoa.
I love it.
Oh man. Yeah, so anyways, had some pretty big stuff going on this week. Not really ready to talk about it yet, but hopefully next week I will have some big news for everybody. We shall see.
If you're familiar with the podcast, you might have noticed that we didn't do one last week. That was basically because we decided that we both hadn't really played anything new, didn't have much to talk about, and we didn't want to just go through the same motions of the games we had been playing. So we decided to postpone it for a week and start fresh.
Wait till you got some new stuff. Don't just talk for the sake of talking.
Which for Adam can be difficult.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Everything I say has substance and use in the real world. Usually it's for instructions on how to take care of your home, or I do a lot of inspirational speaking. You can come to the gaming and drinking money making
seminar
at Colonial Life Arena. Tickets are only $50.
That would definitely be at the Jamil Temple.
Tickets are only $50. There's no pressure to buy anything after that. If you want to, I do have also a 3-week seminar that I will be putting on in August. That one is going to be in West Virginia in the mountains. We're actually we're calling the Gaming and Drinking Sweat Lodge. And,
is this like the Jared Leto cult thing where you just bring a bunch of your followers?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Just stay naked the whole time.
No. Listen, all we do is we pass around the goblet of blood. We all take a sip, and then after that, whatever happens.
Do you have clothes on?
Optional. Clothing optional.
Will you have clothes on?
Maximum 2 articles though.
What about you?
I'll be butt naked.
Just dong slinging under the collection plate of blood that you have going around.
But yeah, Jamil Temple, July 31st.
Please don't show up at the Jamil Temple July 30th. It will probably
the Gaming and Drinking Money Making Seminar.
It will probably either be a gun show with a bunch of neo-Nazis, or it'll be what else do they have? I don't know anything else that they do at the Jamil Temple besides
I just think it's neo-Nazis.
Gun shows and knife shows. That's the only thing I know of that goes on at the Jamil Temple now. I'm sure there's some kind of like pyramid scheme thing they have every now and then, but that one.
You mean like the Gaming and Drinking Money Making Seminar that's happening July 31st at the Jamil Temple?
What's your not pyramid scheme? What's your sales? What are you gonna get? What are you gonna sell? What are you gonna get your minions to sell for you, or not minions? Your
Listen,
followers?
I'm not selling anything. I'm just here to provide guidance on how to live your best life.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, you make the most money living your best life being the happiest. Monster agrees.
That was Parker.
Parker agrees.
I don't know what that was or where it came from. Oh, what's that Spider-Man you got back there?
Oh, that is Amazing Spider-Man number 16. Signed by Stan Lee.
The first appearance of
Daredevil.
Oh, that's awesome.
The first crossover with Daredevil. He's
Nice.
wearing the yellow suit.
Oh, it's old school like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a 3 rating. But still, it's an original like 60s Spider-Man signed by Stan Lee. So I think it's probably one of my prized possessions, actually.
Is it a first printing? Do you know? That's badass.
Yeah, I paid $120 for the comic, and then I took it to MegaCon in Orlando and got Stan Lee to sign it.
Damn, that's fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that,
it was like 2 years before he died, and I knew he didn't have much time left. And I was like, man, if I'm gonna get him to sign anything, it's got like I knew this was probably gonna be the only opportunity. So like, I found a comic store in Orlando. I was like, I need like a golden age or silver age, whatever the fuck, like old school Spider-Man for Stan Lee to sign, but I don't want to spend $500. They were like, well, we have this number 16 first crossover with Daredevil. It's not in great shape. I was like, I'll take it. I didn't have that much money to spend. If I could have, I would have bought something that would have gotten a higher rating.
How much did he charge you
to sign it?
Yeah,
I want to say it was like
$50.
$50.
Yeah,
and then it was like another like 50 or something like that to get it graded.
Did they grade it with his signature on?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
It's like it's got on there. It says like CGC signature series.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
they sell some of those at Ray's down the road from me, Ray's Comics, if you're in Columbia, and that's my go-to comic book shop. And they're all in case like that, and they have the rating on the case, and you buy it like for the standard whatever they normally charge. But if you're friends with Ray, he'll usually take a little bit off of it. Not if it's like super rare, but like
I think this one I saw this one even like at a rating of 3 goes online at auction sites without the autograph for like $600 or $700 now. So
and what'd you pay for it?
I paid $120. I got a hell of a deal on it.
Nice.
Yeah. And I knew he didn't have much time. So I was like, I gotta get him to sign something cool because that shit's just gonna skyrocket in price. And sure enough, yeah, I love that thing. But anyways, you want to talk about some games?
Sure.
All right. So what have you been playing over the last 2 weeks since we haven't really gotten together to talk yet?
So I threatened everyone last week with a little bit of Kingdom Hearts, and
you followed through.
I followed up on
you're
that.
A goddamn sociopath.
That's right. There's something wrong with me. I wanted to, so I bought the entire, that all-in-one package a couple of years ago. We talked about this a little bit last week. I played the first game for a little while, and it does not hold up very well. But I really, really love Kingdom Hearts 2. I remember loving the shit out of that game when I was younger. And I wanted to do the whole story. So I started playing the second game in the collection, which is Recoded Chain of Memories, which is originally a GBA game, but they remade it for the PS2, and that's what this version is based on. It's like a up-res version of that PS2 game, but it's a card-based battler, and not in a good way. It's not like the new.
It's
like,
no Slay the Spire.
It's not like Slay the Spire. It's one of those old school, like in the early 2000s, they were trying to make card battlers happen.
I mean, Hearthstone was always pretty badass.
This is like pre-Hearthstone. This is like the Bait and Kados, Phantasy Star Online 3. If anyone remembers those games,
Kados thing is not legal in South Carolina.
Yes, actually, South Carolina and Alabama will be the 2 states that it would be legal in.
What'd you do last night? Bait and Kados.
That really does sound bad. But a bunch of these like RPGs, Japanese RPGs, were coming out in that era where they were trying to make card battles happen. It did not work. Those games don't hold up. this game does not hold up. So I watched a recap of that, and then I did the next game in the series, which is the awesomely titled 358 over 2 days game, which was a DS game, and they did not remaster this game. This is literally just like a cutscene summary thing of the events of the game.
Question.
Yeah.
Now that you've watched all the summary of 358 over 2 days, do you have any idea what that title means?
It actually does make a lot of sense. It's literally 358 days that happened to Roxas before the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Over 2. So that's what the 2 is, and the 358 is the 358 day. I know. It makes a lot of sense.
It does, but it's stupid and on the nose.
Stupid and great at the same time. Like, it's the thing about Kingdom Hearts though is that it definitely like on the nose.
Shouldn't it be 358 days over 2?
That's what technically is what it's called.
Okay.
358 days over 2. I guess they had to put the days after because the fraction thing wouldn't make any sense. But I looked it up, and that is actually the exact pronunciation of it. It's 358 days over 2. And
I've never heard it called its proper name.
You can look that up because I went to the actual Kingdom Hearts fandom Wikipedia to make sure that was right. Anyway, so that the story of that stuff was actually really good, and it got me jazzed. 358 days is a really like kind of tragic game because basically what happens is Roxas makes all these friends with people. He actually becomes best friends with this guy Axel. If you remember Kingdom Hearts 2, he's the redheaded guy that keeps showing up. The guy from
Streets of Rage?
Not that Axel. That would be dope though. I'm surprised that if Streets of Rage character hasn't showed up in Kingdom Hearts. He's the redheaded guy with like the 2 twin like spinny blades. He shows up repeatedly.
Is that the guy with the cloak?
Yes. Yeah, he's one of the
cloak guys. He's cool. Yeah, I like Axel.
So he becomes like best friends with him, and then at the end of it, all of his memories of their time together, like being friends, and another character too, is like completely erased. And Roxas basically doesn't have any memory of any of it. And that's where Kingdom Hearts 2 starts. So that brings us to Kingdom Hearts 2. And I started playing that, and it's actually really good. I'm really happy that it holds up. The battle system is already better. My main problem with Kingdom Hearts 1 is that the like level design is atrocious. Like
the level design and the camera movement.
And the camera stuff. Yeah. The camera is not great in this one, but it's 1,000 times better than it is in the first game. But the story is really what I'm there for, and I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, I don't care about the Disney stuff that much. I know that's why a lot of people started playing these games. I'm more there for the Final Fantasy stuff. So Vivi from 9 shows up. What's his name? Your rival from 8 shows up, and that's all in like the first like 10 minutes of the game. And then you're off to the races, and it's got this really cool, like mysterious storyline. That's what I remember really liking about 2. One thing that confused me is when I was younger though, when I was playing 2, is you start as Roxas, and like I had no idea what was going on because the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, like Sora just goes back into the world and lets Kairi go back to her world, and he's like, "I'll find you, but I got to find Riku first." Like I remember the end of that game because it's really sad. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, you start, and Sora is in a coma, like in this machine, like gathering memories and stuff. And then you're like
Assassin's Creed style, like
basically, yes, 100%. He's in a machine. And I remember playing the game and being like, what the fuck did I miss? Like, did none of this happen in the Kingdom Hearts 1? And I didn't know because the internet was less. I mean, there was an internet back then, but you couldn't just like, find out this information.
There wasn't a fandom wiki for Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly. But all this stuff happened in between, and everyone's always said like the side games are super important for the storyline of Kingdom Hearts, but that's literally true. Like all the stuff that sets up the very beginning of the sequel, the numbered sequel to the game, happens outside of the numbered games, which is crazy.
So did 358 over 2 days come out before 2? Yeah. I don't even remember that game. I don't remember that game getting released at all.
I remember it because of the title. But yeah, it was on the original DS, so it's like even pre 3DS stuff. Yeah. Which is
I mean 3DS didn't come out till like after 2010 or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. But Kingdom Hearts 2 I think came out in what, 07, 08?
07 or 06, I think.
It might have been 06 because it was like the very end of PS2 live stuff. Because I remember I had a 360, but I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 on the
05.
Oh wow.
December 22nd, 2005. So basically 2006.
Yeah. So but yeah, So like you basically had to play the other games to even know what was going on. But I'm happy to report game fucking holds up. I'm having a great time with it, and I'm gonna play it through to the end and then get ready for 3.
I need to play some Kingdom Hearts 2. The one thing that I love about Kingdom Hearts 2 in particular, that fucking the cover art for the disc,
the silvery
badass.
Yeah, it's got that like reflective silver.
It's like
stuff
Final.
on it.
It's just the perfect like Final Fantasy meets Disney.
Yeah.
Style. Like they. I love the style of Kingdom Hearts a lot.
Numera, everything's got 7 zippers on it, and
yes, yeah. All the zippers. Give me all the zippers. All the wallet chains.
The artwork and stuff. I think they did a really good job of upresing these ports. They look good. They play well.
One didn't.
Well, one's just a bad game, so that's hard. You can't fix a bad game, but a good game that's been modernized a little bit. That's what 2 is. So
okay. See, I bought the full collection. It's like the full thing before, and it's like I played 1 and I quit like a few hours in. I spent like $70 on this shit, and then like played like 2 hours on it.
I would
3 hours.
Watch a recap of the first 3 games, 1 Chain of Memories and 358 Days. Watch a recap of all that, and it'll get you jazzed to play 2. Like, there's probably a video that's like, I watched, there's a Oni Black Mage is the name of the YouTube streamer, and he's got summaries of all the games, so you can just go through one by one and pick the games you want to summarize.
Okay.
And tell me what you think, because I think 2 holds up really well. It's still a slow start compared to some modern games, but I've already put like 10 hours into it. I just started playing on Friday, so.
Word up. All right, I got Oni Black Mage pulled up. I'm gonna have to check that out for sure after the show. Yeah. Let's see. Have you played any of the other Kingdom Hearts, or has it just been 2 so far because you're just working your way through?
Well, I played a little bit of the Chain of Memories, but it doesn't. I didn't like the card battling system. But yeah, that's it so far. I'll probably try the one that was on PSP. I can't remember which one that is, but Dream Drop Distance, I think, is what it's called.
See, it's the distance between the dream and when Sora drops out of the sky.
That's probably actually exactly what it is. You probably nailed that. I'll try some of the other ones, but I really just want to try to get through 2 and see if I can play, because I still haven't played 3. I have no idea what even happens in 3.
I've seen Kyle play 3 a little bit, and the battling actually looks fun. Like the fights look like a lot of fun in that game. I
remember when it came out, people were like really jazzed. They were like, "This game's great," and then now I feel like a lot of people were like, Kingdom Hearts 3, whatever.
People are hating on Kingdom Hearts because it's easy to hate on. It's so easy to hate on.
It's sincere. People don't like sincerity these days. And like watching the recap of 1, they literally Sora like comes through because of the power of friendship. Like Donald and Mickey are like, you're my, or Donald and Goofy are like, you're my best friend.
Bear. And then best friend Bear comes out and like with this rainbow coming out of his chest.
Yeah, that's Care Bears, but that's a little different.
Power of friendship.
No one in the year 2021 of our 20. What year is this? 2021. No, 2022. Jesus.
And then Snagglepuss or whatever his face comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you Smurfs! I'm gonna get you."
Did you just cross the Smurfs and the Care Bears?
They're all the same. That's
not true. Although they probably do have a Care, and also we should see them in Kingdom Hearts 4. Hopefully.
I hope so.
That'd be great. Go to the Care Bear world. I feel like they did. Did they not do that?
No.
Did I dream that?
Did I probably did? You were probably really stoned, played some Kingdom Hearts,
and then dreamed about the Care
watched
Bears.
some Care Bears, and then went to bed.
As I do on my like Friday nights when I watch the fucking Care Bears.
I used to love me some Care Bears, man.
I did too. I watched
when I was like a little kid.
100 times. Yeah. My sister.
Oh, the Care Bears movie was great.
I watched the second one where they're at camp. I think it's the second one where they're at camp. It's kind of dark.
I don't think I saw that. I think I just watched the first one like over and over and over and over and over.
In my head, I watched the second one a bunch, but I don't remember. I could be misremembering that.
All I know is it's the power of friendship. You got rainbows shooting out of your chest.
Yeah.
And that's literally about all I remember. But I was like, fuck yeah, those bears are awesome.
Yeah. Fucking Care Bears.
That's what I said to my mom. I was like, fuck yeah, Mom, these bears are great.
And she's like, you're never watching the Care Bears again.
Oh God. but yeah, so that's Kingdom Hearts 2, unless you got some more on that.
No, we can move.
All right. So I have been playing, obviously the biggest one I've been playing is still Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I love that game. But I will save the rest of my thoughts for that for after I finish it. I think I'm getting pretty close.
Okay.
But another one I've been playing a good bit of is Blasphemous, which came out several years ago. I've always had my eye on it, always wanted to play it, but didn't really think it's one of those games that I was like, I kind of want to play this, but I think I might bounce off it after like an hour if I get it, and I'm not going to spend $20 on something that I'm going to bounce off of in an hour. However, I found a PlayStation gift card that Katie's parents gave me for Christmas when I was cleaning up my room the other day for $50.
Nice.
And it made me really happy. And I was like, I'm gonna go see what's on this spring sale. And I got Blasphemous and Little Nightmares for both of them combined for less than $10.
Awesome.
I got Blasphemous for like $4, I think, and Little Nightmares for like $6 or $5. And I've been playing some Blasphemous. I actually enjoy that game quite a bit. I have gotten through, I think, the first like world and a half of it. I've played 2 bosses. I think I like the way they incorporate all the different types of talismans and rosaries and prayers. Cause you played this game too, right?
Yeah. I beat this game.
You beat this game.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So all the different like things that you can attach to your character to like buff them up and give them new abilities and stuff. I think that's pretty cool.
There's like 10 screens on the pause screen. Like
it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's once you get like one of each type of thing, you understand fully why they're separate and what they're doing. And
you read the descriptions of everything.
Oh, dude, the lore is so good. The lore is so good in this game. That like all the descriptions, like I've gotten like 3 different phalanxes for people or pharynxes. I got somebody's uvula.
A lot of that stuff
like
is
body parts. Like you're finding like people's body parts.
Yeah, because they're like Kickstarter backers. So that's where all that stuff is. Like, so a lot of those like lore things, not the rosaries and things like that. Those might be actually Kickstarter backers, but they actually have an effect on gameplay. But those ones that are just like text descriptions.
Yeah, it's like the pharynx of so and so, or the uvula of whoever.
Yeah, those are Kickstarter backers that's great to get their name in the game. Yeah, it's super cool.
Oh man, I love that.
The artwork and like the atmosphere of this game is just awesome. Like that first opening cutscene where he gets the cone put down on his head, they twist it and the blood comes out, and it's
and then after like the very first thing you do is you go fight this big like monstrosity on top of a pile of corpses.
Yeah.
And then like you kill it.
Look like you.
That all look exactly like you. And then like you kill it and there's a cut scene where it's like a close up of just like this bloody gash, and he like fills up his helmet with his blood, this giant's blood, and then puts it on his head. It's just like
yeah.
So fucking metal, dude. This game is like metal as shit.
It's I love the animation in the game, the atmosphere, the music, everything about the game is very like well done. Like it's a super well done game.
It's very metal.
I think the guys that made it is Team 17, the guys who make Worms. I think that's right. I could be wrong.
Oh, well, let me see.
I'm pretty sure that it is. I'm pretty sure. If not, I think it's published by Team 17. But
developed by the Game Kitchen, publishers Team 17, and limited run games.
So Team 17 is the Worms guys.
That's funny. So they published it. I mean, it's got, I'm looking at at least on Google ratings, it's got a 4.7 out of 5. So it's definitely a good game, and the writing, like we were talking about with like the lore stuff, the descriptions are really good. Everything is just so goddamn death metal.
Yeah.
Like every screen, every boss looks like it should be the cover of like some band called like Demon Claws.
Yeah.
Like
there's I think that I love all of that stuff. I think the gameplay gets a little repetitive after a while because it doesn't have the like. So this game, everyone's going to compare it to Dark Souls because of the deliberate combat
it
system,
wants to
like
be
that.
2D Dark Souls. That's exactly what it's trying to go for.
But there are other 2D Dark Souls like Death's Gambit and Salt and Sanctuary that have like a little more customization to it. Like this game, you're not really choosing a class. Like you've got one weapon. You've got
the only thing you're really customizing is your buffs and your prayers.
Yeah, exactly.
Your prayer is like your one special ability that you get.
Right. So the other 2D Dark Souls games have like classes and things, and that gives it a little more depth. This game does have depth, but it's like you said, more like what are you putting on your character? How are you buffing them? And what are you going to use as your spell? So the combat does get a little old after about, because it is pretty long. It's like a 15 to 20 hour game. It does get a little repetitive, but the atmosphere and the writing are so good that I think it kind of pushes you through. And that pixel art is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm going to share this screen for a second just to kind of show you. Look at, what is this?
I love that.
It's just you're fighting a giant baby with bloody eyes.
Listen, you fight a giant baby in Mass Effect 2. So
and then there's like a headless, like, no, this, what is this? Like a umbilical cord with a head on it.
That's like, that thing is like floating around the whole time.
And look at this, dude. This is just badass.
There's a lot of that kind of stuff though. Like this game is almost so much that you're like, eventually you're like, it kind of runs together. Cause I don't
like, look at this shit.
Bosses. Yeah.
Dude, everything looks like it should be the cover of a Ghost album. There's the part we were talking about after you kill the first boss and you pour the bloody helmet on your own head. Yeah. Like just super, super heavy metal. Stop it.
It's a cool game. It's got a great pixel art style. I love
it's great to play late at night when you can't sleep. That's when I've been playing it.
That's definitely going to help you sleep.
Yes. Maybe that's why I had such weird dreams.
So is that all? What else have you been
playing? Well, the art, just that art style, man. I can't get over it. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about some more games in a minute. What do you say we take a quick break and go grab another beer? I've been empty for a few minutes because I basically chugged that freaking milkshake.
Sounds good to me.
All right. We will be right back, everybody, with more booze and games.
Did that sound pop up?
Yeah, that sounded great.
That was the sound of an uncorking.
Hell yeah.
On the audio version.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Gaming and Drinking Cast. I got another one for you, Travis.
Oh yeah, what you got?
I got a PBR hard coffee.
Okay, I've had that before.
I have not. I've heard it's delicious from several people. And it just looks like a straight up like Starbucks coffee.
I'll tell you this, it tastes better than PBR.
Oh, shots fired. Oh, that's delicious, dude. That's dangerous.
It's pretty good. It doesn't really taste like a malty beverage.
No, it just tastes like coffee. Athena, go lay down. My little brother just brought a dog here. Literally, like while we're on the break, my dogs start freaking out. I go out there and it's because my little brother has his puppy that he wants me to watch for him while he goes and washes her bed.
Oh my goodness, she's so cute.
She's adorable. Her name is Athena. She's about 2.5 months old, and she's a sweet girl, but she's also real stupid. I'm just kidding. She's actually smart. She's actually smarter than Parker, I think.
Well, that's a low bar, but
oh goodness. But yeah, so what are you drinking?
I'm switching it up a little bit. This is a liquor drink. It is Harazaki, finest Japanese whiskey.
Okay.
It is from the Kakio Distillery in Akashi City, Hyogo. And it has been made since 1917. I don't think that I love Japanese whiskey. Yamazaki is my favorite. I do a lot of Suntory. I don't think I've had this one, so we'll see how it goes.
Is all Japanese whiskey like super light colored like that?
No, it's not. And I was looking at that because this bottle, it's very light. For
It looks
the
like
audio
it looks
listeners.
like it's like the
The white
color of like a
wine.
Pinot Grigio or
It
something.
is. And I looked at that. I saw this one. It said without coloring or chill filtration. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Okay.
But it smells like Japanese whiskey. So
Okay.
ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's got like a nice peaty back end, but the front is like pure whiskey.
Is it like Scotch? Is Japanese whiskey
So,
like Scotch? Do they
Yeah,
use
Japanese
peat?
whiskeys is kind of like it splits the difference between a Scotch and a whiskey. It's a lot to me, and I could be wrong about this because I don't know a lot about liquor, but to me, it's a lot more akin to Scotch than it is like a bourbon.
I think I remember that. I think I've had Japanese whiskey a couple times. I think I remember being like, this tastes like a Scotch more than like an American whiskey.
It's definitely, I mean, no doubt in my mind that it's closer to Scotch than whiskey, but it's delicious. I like it. If you've ever had like any of the Suntory, if you go to a bar, they usually have a Suntory or something like that. That's a little less peaty than this right here. It's probably a little closer to your standard bourbon, but it's still not going to be. It's still not going to. It's not. It doesn't have that sweetness that, or not the back end sweetness that a lot of whiskeys have.
Okay.
Like when you're drinking like a Jack,
smoky back end.
This has a much smokier back end, yeah, for sure. She's so tiny.
She's so little. Look at that little tail. Look at that little tail wagging. Oh my goodness, where are you going? Where are you going?
You can't jump over to back.
Oh my god.
Oh, I go down. I go down right here.
Oh, if you're an audio listener, pull it up on YouTube and take a look at this cute dog. She's so cute.
She is very, very, very cute.
Yeah, her name is. Did I already say her name is Athena?
Yes.
I don't know if I did or not. She looks like Chance, kind of from Homeward Bound.
She does look like Chance, very much.
Yeah.
Oh,
which I named my doggy Shadow after Shadow from Homeward Bound. But yeah, anyways, what are you been playing?
So I don't know if we ever talked about this back when it was a hot topic of discussion, but there was a little game that came out this past year or in 2021 called Inscription.
We talked about it a little bit. I played a little bit of it.
Okay. It did not, I tried to play it too. It did not grab me. I did not like it very much. But I was listening to something the other day. It's probably the Nextlander guys. It was because they were talking about how they have like the endless card battle mode now. You can just play like a roguelite version of Inscription.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me thinking like maybe I've come a long way since the first time I played this game as far as like card games go. Like I've played a few more of those types of games and I think maybe I'm in a better headspace for it. So I started playing it again and turns out I actually do like Inscription. I always liked the atmosphere of it, but I didn't really get the card game part of it, like
the squirrels and stuff.
The squirrels and all that stuff. Yes, very much so. Yes. And I just kind of sat with it one morning as I was doing my emails for work. And I was like, I'm just going to sit down and understand what this game is. And once I did that, I think I kind of crossed the threshold where I actually knew what was going on. And it kind of changed how I looked at the game. It was no longer about like, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. It was definitely more of like, I actually know how to play this game and I'm enjoying it. The card game part of it is probably the least interesting part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's decent enough to get you through where you're trying to go, which is to the weird stuff around it. And that stuff I'm just beginning to open up.
So like I know there's a lot of stuff going on like literally around the edges of the table, where like you get up and you like go find things around the room.
There's locked chests and
like safes that you have to know the code for.
There's safes. There's weapons on the wall that you can't unlock. They're kind of like locked behind something that you don't really know what they are. That stuff kind of gets petered out over time. Like you get a few things as that goes. And also, I don't know if you got far enough, but the room starts lighting up a little bit more. And you can eventually see the dude's face a little bit easier. Yeah. So it becomes a little more it doesn't lose the atmosphere, but it just changes.
Does it become a little less obtuse? Because that was one of the big things about that game was like it is so obtuse. Like
yes, because everything works on, it's still governed by a set of rules. The rules are just within that one game world, but it still operates on a set of logic. So once you understand, it's kind of like what we were talking about with like Blasphemous earlier. Like once you put one of those things in the slot, you're like, oh, I understand how all these slots work now. It's kind of like that. Like once you figure out how to unlock one thing in that room, you understand how all of those things work. You might not be able to do them all at once, but you'll be able to figure out that stuff in context. The stuff that's a little more different is like when you go outside of the game and have to like delete save files and things like that. That stuff is a little different and challenging, but it's not so much. Like I played a game called Doki Doki Literature Club a few years ago, which was like a what do you call the thing with the anime girls that you click on? It tells a story.
Visual novel?
Visual novel. Yes, thank you. It was one of those, but it was like, it started out as like a dating sim novel and then became like a horror story over time. It was super cool, but it was that kind of thing. So I was kind of prepared for that kind of like going outside of the computer program and like going into your files and doing stuff. I was kind of prepared for that. And it's not that obtuse once you know what it wants you to do. And it does lay it out pretty like singularly, like you understand what it wants from you.
But some of those card battles, I think what I bounced off was some of those card battles were just really hard. Like, and I got stuck on one. I can't remember what it was. And I just got bored with trying to figure it out and bounced off.
What I realized is that, and I was the same way, I think because I wasn't like dominating the card game from the beginning, which is kind of how I like to play this kind of card games. What I realized is that failure doesn't actually mean failure in this game. It wants you to fail a few times. So once you get over that, you're actually able to better come back from that and do a little bit better and play the game on its own terms and not just, you know, on your terms. And that helps you get through some of those battles that are a little bit harder.
Okay. Yeah, I need to jump back on that game.
It's worth it. And it's pretty breezy too. Like I played through that first part probably like 2 hours, you know, like it's not, I'm sure it gets longer as you go because there's like 3 acts or whatever, but you can probably get through the first part of the card game pretty quickly. Like don't worry about failure because it doesn't really like, I mean, if you fail out completely, you have to restart, but like you're probably not going to. They're going to give you a lot of options for that stuff. And you'll kind of figure that out.
The art style in that game is fantastic. It reminds me of like a 90s computer RPG.
That's exactly what it reminds. I think that's exactly the aesthetic they're going for, and they nail it. Like late 90s, before everything was like codified, and you had like people just making cool ass pixel artwork before everything was a 3D model. That's kind of what this reminds me of. Even though I think most of the stuff in this game is a 3D model, it doesn't look like 3D.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like splits the difference between 2D and 3D.
Yeah, and I'm super glad that games are starting to go back and like remember the roots of that stuff and make really cool artwork that's reminiscent of that, even though, you know, we have all this tech to make like AAA amazing high fidelity games. There's something to be said for the limitations of that type of like graphical performance. There's if you can take that type of art style and make something really cool with it, you know, it not only looks awesome, it shows off your chops as an artist.
I think it says something when like you can take artwork that evokes an era, isn't necessarily like part of that era, but you know, we're talking about like Hyper Light Drifter. It probably, you could not run that game on a Super Nintendo, but it makes you think about Super Nintendo games. You know what I mean? It's enough to evoke that era without necessarily being beholden to the restrictions of that era. And I think that's what makes that kind of art so fascinating.
Yeah. And can we just please talk one more time about how cute this puppy is?
The puppy is very, very cute.
She's falling asleep. Oh my God. Why are you so cute?
Oh my goodness. She just wants to give you some.
She's got puppy breath. You've got puppy breath. She's got puppy breath.
Oh,
it's so cute. Oh my God. Parker's gonna be like, really? Athena's in the show before I am?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Parker was on an episode, but we had to cut it. So.
Yeah, that show, like we said, maybe we'll
subscribe to our Patreon and maybe we'll see the day.
We should do that. Yeah. Anyways, Yeah, so that's Inscription. Kind of wanted to touch on one more that we've both played, and then maybe one that I've been playing, and then move into some news. So we, before we recorded today, we've been talking about playing this game for a couple weeks. It is out in early access right now. It's free on Epic. Space Punks. Seems like a pretty cool game.
It's like a comic book mashup of Guardians of the Galaxy and Diablo.
Guardians, Diablo, and Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands for sure. Yeah.
I think is a good start of where to discuss that game. It's isometric, you're moving on a 2D plane, but it's a 3D game.
Imagine the Ascent, the Cyberpunk game from last year that I enjoyed, and I think Adam enjoyed too, but a little more comic booky and a little less janky, because that game is really janky. And this game seems less janky so far out of the gate, but maybe not nearly as polished. Yeah, it's in early access. But yeah, it's got some cool. The aesthetic is definitely 100% a Diablo view with Borderlands graphics and textures.
And Guardians of the Galaxy wit.
Yeah, the main dude that I played as, like the guy who they have on the cover art and stuff, is such a Star-Lord stand-in. Like he's even got like a red coat. And like
and then there's a Gamora chick, and instead of a giant tree, it's a giant praying man, like walking stick,
and there's a little pig thing
instead of rocket.
Yeah. It fits because they're going like for such a comic book aesthetic. Like literally when you shoot things, pow, and like crit pops off of it. Which is cool. It looks very good. Like I like the look of this game. The twin stick shooter part of it is fun so far, but maybe not like the most compelling thing in the world. It seems like cool to kick back with your friends and kind of just like blow things up. Like if this were on PS5 or PS4, I think our group would really enjoy it because you can kind of like talk to each other and just like blow stuff up. But it doesn't seem super compelling yet. Like I don't know what the draw is so far.
I think we should dig in a little more, because all we've done so far is we did the tutorial mission and gone around and talked to some shopkeepers, and we did one mission together. Mm-hmm. And there was one cool thing is how you can kind of coordinate your special abilities together and synergize them. Like it straight up tells you when you pick a character, like this ability synergizes with this other character, and this ability synergizes with this other character. And so we loaded in, and it's a 4-player co-op mission. We brought in, me and Travis, and then 2 randoms got brought in. I didn't have the option. I don't know if there was some option that I didn't see. I didn't have the option though that I saw to make it to where it's just me and you going in. But I kind of like that we had 2 other people, because the areas that you're fighting in get so chaotic and so big that I don't even know when I'm around you or when I'm around the other players. And so like, it'll tell you, there will be like a little icon that pops up that says, oh, this character that synergizes with you just used an ability. If you press a button now, you'll also synergize and do something cool with them. And so that was fun.
I don't know if you ever pulled that off though. Did you?
I did with the, with
when I did my grenade.
Eris, no, the girl did something, and then like, and so my thing is I lay a turret that shoots a bunch of stuff, and whenever she did hers and then I did mine, my turret got laid down, but then like a bunch of landmines landed around it too. So
that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. So like that's people were running into those and blowing up, and then my turret was also laying waste. Early on, we are very early on. And so far, like all the enemies are super easy to kill. But I got one shot KO'd because I was standing next to an explosive barrel and one of my teammates shot it. I don't know who shot it, but it just like killed me one hit. Like, boom, you're dead. And that seemed pretty punishing.
I feel like the missions will be one of those things where when they get this game out of early access, you'll be choosing like, you know how in Destiny you go and you choose, I want to play this game on regular or heroic. Mm-hmm. I think this game will probably have that kind of option where you're like, I want to play this game in the harder difficulty because I'll get better loot, just like Diablo has,
Yeah.
these kind of
Or
options.
Borderlands or whatever.
Or Borderlands, yeah. Does Borderlands have?
Actually, no, they don't have that. Never mind.
Yeah, I think you can go into that like in the end game.
Yeah, it's like New Game Plus kind of.
Yeah, but this game, I think they're gonna, because it's more mission based, kind of like Diablo, where you're going to a map and saying like, I want to go here. Because
dude, the Diablo mission or the Diablo difficulty slider is one of the best
it's so
things
cool. It's
in
so
video
awesome.
games.
Diablo 3, what a good game. What a great.
I want to play it on PC. Now that I've got a PC, I want to play it on PC so bad and use mouse and keyboard.
I wonder if you would like it as much, because I think I played it on PC and I like the console version better. That dodge they give you in the console version,
I think they patched that into the PC version.
Did they?
I think so.
That would make it better. It was not when I played it. There was no option for that. I love that. It probably doesn't do anything, honestly, in the console version.
Like, it definitely it gives you've got an invulnerability state.
No,
right there.
I don't think it gives you an invincibility. I don't think it's like a Dark Souls roll, but it does make it look, you can get out of stuff fast.
Yes,
at the very least.
You can thread the needle between enemies easier.
And they show that little like display, like the circle that pops up, and you're like, oh, I got to get out of the circle because something's about to explode. You get out of that really fast. And I think I got used to that. And then I tried to go play it on the PC, and it's a little different. But Diablo 2 on the PC, fantastic. And you should
never played Diablo 2.
That is a great video game. You should definitely play Diablo 2.
I think I will. I think I'm going to look that up right now, actually. But yeah, Space Punks. We definitely need to get some more into it, but it's basically like Space Diablo is what it seems like, except there's only 4 classes right now. There's no customization as far as the character itself, which is very Diablo.
There are skins.
There are yeah.
I saw the skins thing, but yeah, there's no.
But I wonder if there's any kind of transmogrification or anything like that, like in Diablo.
Almost certainly not. Yeah, not yet, at least.
I
traded my sword out for a scythe. No, a hammer.
Yeah, everybody on that mission had a hammer except for me. I was the only one running around with a sword. But dude, the sword looked badass, so I was like, I'm going with the sword.
The hammer had like +3 more damage on it. That's why
I ain't gonna really be hitting anybody with the sword. I'm gonna be shooting people and laying.
Yeah, they didn't really give you a reason to. I think that's the big, at least from the first mission. Again, we're only talking about one mission, but like the biggest problem I saw was that you didn't really need to do anything other than just lay waste to people with your gun.
And there's like, you have such high ammo capacity that like
such high ammo,
you can shoot ridiculous. Like 40 guys before you have to reload, and it only takes like a half a second to reload.
It reminded me, there was a game on PS Plus a few years ago, and I don't know if you played this because I think you were in the Void back then. The Void. That's Florida for anybody who doesn't know. It's a game called Helldivers. Did you ever play that?
I heard of that. I never played it though.
So it's a 4-player co-op isometric shooter, kind of like this. It's definitely more like Punishing. Sleepy Kyle, me, Sean, and some other people used to play back in the day. And it kind of reminds me of that, but that game was like, you had like 12 shots and then you had to reload your gun. And that made all the difference in the world when it came to like a bunch of bugs coming at you and you having to decide what kind of like tactical ability you were going to use, because there were like shields you put up to keep the bugs out and you keep shooting. Like it was a very tactical game, and this game doesn't quite have any of that yet. And again, this is in early access and we've only played one mission, but I don't know that it's quite got that far yet, but it was fun. I will say we had a lot of fun playing that mission.
And what was that one called?
Helldivers.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Great game. Great video game.
Oh, so I just opened up the Battle.net launcher to try to get into Diablo 2, and the first thing I see is Diablo Immortal entering open beta on PC.
Yep.
I will probably jump on that.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to jump. That'll be something we talk about on the show for sure. Yeah. Diablo 2, the original version, goes on sale on GOG all the time. So,
okay. Let's see about some Diablo 2 right now. Oh, Diablo 2 Resurrected. I forgot that's on there.
Yeah, but that's like a full price, like
it's $40. The original Diablo 2 is on sale on Battle.net for $10, which isn't terrible, right?
No, that's awesome. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Diablo plus Hellfire is on GOG for $10. Wait, do I have Diablo 2 on? Anyway, that's a great game. We're probably gonna have to stream some of that later.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
Yeah, and one last game I kind of wanted to touch on was one that I've been playing. Very cozy game, and I was surprised at how cozy it made me feel. Is Lonely Mountains Downhill.
Is this a BMX game?
It is a mountain biking game.
Are you going downhill the whole time?
Yes. So you are in the Lonely Mountains, which is an area, I assume it seems like it's, like the Appalachian Mountains kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like California. I don't fucking know. Some kind of mountains.
Yes, the Appalachians or California.
Yeah. There's trees and grass. There's trees and grass and rivers and shit. It's some mountains somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's only like one or two of those in the US, so it's
yeah, I think it's definitely
one of those.
Appalachia.
Okay.
Yeah. So oh my gosh, this dog is freaking out. So it's really good though. Like basically you start out and you basically go down a trail, and it's just like you start at the top, you make it to the bottom, and you can try to find shortcuts and stuff. And all you do is ride the bike down the hill. You can pedal with R2, you can sprint with A, but sprinting makes it very dicey as far as falling goes. It's all a physics game. Because there's no jumping. If you want to clear a gap, you just have to sprint and hope your bike makes it across the gap. It's very goofy.
What's the actual gameplay then? What are you doing the whole time?
So you're holding R2 to go, and then you are using the left stick to maneuver your way through the trails, and then you're pressing A to sprint. And I think it's left trigger to brake if you need to brake.
So it's almost like a 3D Trials game, but without the crazy flipping.
Yeah, instead of going up and down, you're just going down.
Going down, yeah.
And
but it's more about managing your speed, it sounds like.
Yes, more about managing your speed, and it's like sharp curves and stuff and rocks that you have to like go around. So it's super chill because like you got you know exactly what the goal is. You know exactly what you need to do, and you can take it as slow or as fast as you want to. So like if you just want to go, because there's no music, all it is sound effects from like the bike tires on the trail and like birds chirping. Like birds chirping and rivers running, like super, just like you're out there in nature, just riding a bike. And I really enjoy that for some late night chills. And I haven't had a game that just makes me get into that Zen mode like that in a long time.
Like Ski Lift's Gone Wrong, that kind of thing.
That one, dude, that game stresses me the hell out.
I've been also looking for a chill type game like that where you get like there's no like I don't even know how to describe it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. That I would just want to relax and play with some physics or do something.
Try this game. It might be what you're looking for.
It used to be Trials for me. Like I would just be like, oh, that's dumb, like do this goofy flip and see what happens and that kind of thing.
And like you can make it less chill if you want it to be. Like there's different chat, like after you get through a trail one time, then you unlock challenges for that trail. And it's like get down in less than 3 minutes, or get down without falling, or with falling less than 10 times or something like that. And but I really enjoy that initial run where you're just like meandering back and forth down this mountain and trying to, but then like when you'll find a thing that's like, ooh, that's a shortcut. Like there's this one shortcut. I've only unlocked like 3 trails, but on the 3rd trail there was like the shortcut, but it's hard as shit to land it. It's like a rock that you sprint across and go to another rock, and then that rock goes super like curved around, then jumps to another rock. And it's like if you want to get hardcore into this game, so like you can I bet speedrunners go nuts for this game. But if you want it to be like that hard, and I sat there and tried that shortcut and failed on it like 15 times. Then I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to go.
You never made it?
No, it was so hard.
This kind of sounds like what I wanted from that Shredders game, but it never quite delivered on that. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted a snowboarding game that was kind of like this, where you're going down a mountain and you have like a course like made for me, and I just like figure out cool shortcuts or like little objectives that you have. And that's not really what Shredders was, which is no fault of the game makers. It's just not what I wanted. But this sounds more like that. I wish that that's what that Shredders game was, but this is like that.
Well,
in a bike
the
game.
different, there's no tricks at all. Like there are absolutely, you don't even, there's not even a jump button. You literally are just getting down the mountain, just riding and braking. And, but there are some shortcuts that I found that I'm like, you know how you feel like you cheat a game sometimes and it's like, it feels good. Like, it's like, I don't think that was supposed to be a shortcut because I like bounced on this boulder just right. And then
if you can do it in the game, it's supposed to be a shortcut.
And then I slid my way down into like the next section of the map. And it's super cool to find stuff like that. Very chill game. I highly recommend it if you're looking for just something to like.
Is it on Game Pass?
It is on Game Pass. And I've definitely been enjoying that one.
I love it.
Yeah. So that's Lonely Mountains Downhill. What do you say we take one more quick break and then come back and talk about some Apex Legends?
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. We will be right back with some more booze and games.
Oh yeah, that sounded right.
Oh, back with the whiskey again.
You know it.
Love it. Love it. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Episode 18, Gaming and Drinking Cast. So not a whole lot of like video game. It's kind of that slow season of the year right now with video games.
Slow for releases and slow for news.
Yeah, and that's fine because like it gives us the opportunity to go back and jump into these games that we might not have jumped into before. Like for me with Lonely Mountains Downhill and with Travis and Inscription. Really gives us a good time to do that stuff because a lot of times a year it's like you play a game for a day and then next one comes out and you play that one. And so I actually really like this time of year. It doesn't make for great news sections of podcasts, but it does give us a good respite. Oh my goodness. That's my pug. He's having a little sneeze attack. You good, buddy? Yeah, he's good. Okay. Anyways,
shake off after that.
Yeah. So one thing that has been going on though is some Apex Legends news, the news that never quits. Always still there kicking for us.
Can we, before we start, can you look at so if you're watching the YouTube version, you're going to see the screen of the trailer. Look at the bottom where it says the things that
the in-game purchases,
and users interact. They have to put a warning.
Yeah, because the internet people on the internet people suck.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that was a thing yet.
I'm glad they have the random items warning though, to be honest.
Yeah, they should definitely tell you about like the loot box type thing. Yeah. Which in Apex, I love Apex, but holy shit, it's a racket.
It is a damn racket. It's highway robbery, I tell you.
Before we start though, did you open up a new big boy?
Oh yeah. I've got some more beer here. This one is from Omegang in Cooperstown. It's called Keep It Crunchy.
I haven't had that one. That looks really good though. I've had a bunch of Omegang, but I have not had that one.
It's a granola stout. And I'll just read you the quick breakdown. This granola stout is the perfect companion for your next outdoor adventure. Complex and colorful, it overflows with pecan aromas and vanilla undertones, bestowing a subtle sweetness that pairs beautifully with the silky texture derived from flaked oats and dried cranberries.
What was that word? What's the nut in that?
Pecans?
Okay.
What pecan? Are you a pecan man?
I've always said pecans.
Pecans. Beauty Grey Poupon.
That's not the same word. It's a completely different word.
You might as well be the Grey Poupon guy.
My grandpa used to have a pecan like orchard.
Oh, dude, that smells like pecans and cranberries.
Pecans.
You're from South Carolina, dude.
What?
The fact that you say
I think
pecan
that-
is
I think that-
upsetting.
People say on and pecans in the deep South. I hate to break it to all these people who can't pronounce it right, but yes, they do. That's where I literally picked all that stuff up in the deep South.
What
Also,
are you
what's
from
the-
fucking Mississippi? Like
No, the fucking Spartanburg, South Carolina, motherfucker.
Spartanburg.
What's the APV on that thing?
6.5.
Not
Got a
bad.
cool can too. It's a guy hiking through a forest of mushrooms.
Ooh, psychedelic.
Yeah. So
All right, let's get to this trailer.
I'll start
Let's do it.
tripping out, bro.
As we watch Apex.
Yeah.
Trailer.
So this is the new, we should say before we start this, the new season of
Mhm.
Apex Legends, season 13. Saviors starts in 2 days on the 28th of April. And
Damn, is it that close? Holy crap.
yeah, it's in 2 days. And this is the trailer, the announcement trailer for that. So let's just go ahead and give it a look-see.
Let's give it.
Can you hear that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. There we go.
That's the guy who's replacing me?
I love the art style of these.
Yeah.
You're really quitting? It's time. My brother's gone. Without Jackson, I've got nothing else left to fight for here.
So you just run away. So much
that
for all
beer's
that
really
bravado.
good.
I need to get back to my family. Whatever's left of them.
It's like vanilla and
Built a
cranberry.
family
Yeah.
here.
I think it's interesting the choices they make in like bringing all the people together, like
Mm-hmm.
the outfits they choose for each of them too. But that's the new character, Newcastle.
I've been at this a while, young buck. Stay behind me. I'll keep you safe.
Keep me. Wait, didn't it take you like 40 tries to get in the
You
game?
two shut up and focus. This is my last match. I'm not going
Mirage
on
is the
without
best
a win.
character in the game.
Oh yeah. That's why he's in every single one of these videos.
Mhm. It helps to have Troy Baker's voice and delivery.
Yeah.
Come on, what now?
Wonder how much it costs to keep him on retainer.
I've often thought about that,
That thing must have triggered some kind of security protocol.
but it is also like the
Wait, check this part
second
out.
biggest
Check this
game.
part
in the-
out.
Hey, that shield just for show?
I'm thinking we might get some new
Some of us have actually
NPC
been
enemies.
Doing this for a while.
Been doing this for a while.
Now we're talking.
So is his thing a shield?
Yeah. He's got like all sorts of barriers. I think his ult is like literally like a castle wall that goes up in front of you.
So he's like, what's that character from Overwatch? Reinhardt? He's like the Reinhardt?
No, it's more like Orisa. It's like a throwable shield.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
But I think you might still be able
Oh,
to rotate it.
She doesn't know that he's her brother.
Way to spoil it.
Hell is that thing?
Oh, I just figured it out.
We need to stop it.
With pleasure.
Yeah. She was
That's
just
dope.
talking about like without Jackson.
Yeah,
it
without
doesn't
my
matter.
brother, yeah.
I hope you get to fight this thing. I hope there's like a game mode where it's just like you team up with 30 people and fight this thing.
Like Monster Hunter style.
Yeah.
That would be dope.
So he's got a shield on himself too, it looks like.
He looks so cool. He looks like RoboCop,
Yeah.
but like with the bulkier, you know, like,
That's his ultimate.
okay, that looks awesome.
Is like a really, really badass barrier that takes a lot of damage.
Finish this.
Of course, they let Octane do the coolest shit in the whole trailer.
Kick it into his mouth.
Checkmate.
You good?
Yeah.
He looks awesome. Like, I love his like overall look and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Arm is a little banged up, but I'll be all
I
right.
feel like they kill
You've got a lot to answer
used
for.
in every trailer now. Am I like mistaken about that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. Clean up on aisle 9, am I right? You get it? It's like a...
I feel like Crypto, who's super serious, and Mirage, who's not at all, should always be paired together.
Right. All right.
That's,
So
that's a great trailer. That's a great trailer.
Wait, no, it says stories from the outline hero reveal is 4/28. That's not the date
Okay,
of the
yeah,
actual.
I figured that was. I thought it was too soon, but
Okay. Yeah, but that is the new trailer. I was confused there about the release date. Let me see when that date's coming.
they haven't confirmed yet. So it's still got a
San
way out.
Diego.
It's still.
It's set to
still,
launch May 10th.
May 10th. So
Rumored
that's-
for May 10th.
So
So
that's basically 2 weeks away.
yeah.
That's
But
not
there
bad.
is gonna be a new character trailer for him where they like detail
They
his
show
abilities.
his, like, abilities and stuff. Yeah,
That's gonna be in 2 days.
I am very excited about that. We haven't played a lot of this season. We need to get back to it.
Yeah. I've been now that I've got this PC, dude, I'm playing so many games. Like Game Pass is just insane. I just
But
play
but Apex is our like bread and butter.
I
It's
know
what
we need
keeps
we
the boys
definitely
together.
yeah, we need to play some more Apex. I'm down to play some Apex after this actually.
I love it.
But yeah, so
I
the
think
new guy
a shield character is a good introduction, or another good intro. There's only been like
Gibby
there's Gibby, and then
Rampart.
yeah, but Ramparts isn't like hers is very more for like setting up her ult than actually fortifying something. You can fortify with it, but it's not exactly.
It's more like a siege weapon than like a defensive positioning.
Exactly, and his looks more like it looks like he can pull his shield up on the L1 anytime he wants, like kind of like protecting someone.
No, I think if I read the leaks right, I think that shield that he puts up is while he's reviving people, he puts his shield up.
Like a
like kind of like
passive.
Lifelines thing.
Or Mirage
Before they Lifelines before they nerfed it.
Yeah, but yes, but I'm saying like it happens automatically on the revive.
Yeah.
Like Mirage turns invisible anytime you revive somebody, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That would
yeah,
be,
so he's got that.
What do you think his power is? Because his old
his L1 I think is a deployable shield that pops out and it's just smaller and it doesn't take that much damage, but his ultimate is that giant barrier wall that your whole team can hide behind.
Yeah.
So I think that's the breakdown.
That could change the meta completely if it actually works right.
Yeah.
Like I think people thought Ashe would change the meta, but she really didn't. She didn't have any impact at all. And I
think at high levels she might. Like at high level gameplay,
but compare her to the impact that Mad Maggie had with people rushing in and doing like
Valkyrie. I feel like the biggest game changer.
Yeah,
I feel like the biggest game changer of like the last like 5 seasons has been Valkyrie.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think that Ashe had the impact that they thought she would. But if you could actually deploy like a giant shield that could keep people out.
Like imagine if you have Valkyrie and this new guy and you boost into wherever you're going with Valkyrie and immediately drop down your wall. And then you're in a new position, fortified, ready to fuck some people up.
Right. Yeah. And it also depends on how that wall works. Like, can you peek over the top of it?
I think you can. I think it's got 3 peaks on it, like that are higher.
Yeah, it looked like it had different like little things, but if it does, that's even cooler. That's better than just having a 1 or nothing thing. Like that's kind of the problem with Gibby's thing is that you can only shoot outside of it. It's only useful if you're trying to protect yourself from like an onslaught or something. There's no like you can't actually attack back. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that you can fight back in that instance. It's just for protection. This looks like it has way more tactical implications than some of the other defensive characters have had. So
yeah. Oh man, I'm excited for that new character. Every time they introduce a new character, I get really excited because like, Respawn, they have done such a good job with this game and they continue to do such a good job with this game. As far as like ongoing games go, I don't play Fortnite. They have this new no build mode, which, oh my God, no build mode. What do you know? People like it. Who'da thunk?
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's like that building walls, like spamming a button that makes you build like a bunch of fucking shields in front of you is not fun.
Yeah, so people like that new mode. That's great. But like from day one, Apex Legends has been building upon itself in a way that I think is innovative, that kind of crushes the competition as far as like innovation on characters and just environments and everything. And so I'm really excited to see this new character.
Yeah, I always want to check out the new characters, and I love even when they barely change a map. I like seeing what they do with the maps.
Yeah, it looks like whenever what's his
That
name
thing pops out of the ground.
Yeah, so it's I think it's a security barrier, and I think inside of it, based on this trailer, I think inside of it is a bunch of like security droids that you have to kill, and then it's like a bunch of loot in there.
What map was that? Was that the new map?
Yeah, the one that's already got the spiders and the prowlers.
So I feel like that map with some changes could be super interesting. I don't really like it right now, but I think with some changes it could be very, very compelling.
It looks like they're adding a new class of NPC enemy onto it.
I don't mind the NPC stuff. The thing about the NPCs is that if you choose to engage with them, the rewards don't really match the risk of letting other teams know where you are.
This new location looks like it would, though.
Hopefully that's what they need to kind of fix.
Because remember, like in that trailer, Bangalore walks in and the walls are just lined with guns.
Yeah, exactly. If it's like, so that's a good point. One of the coolest things about King's Canyon that they did, they made you like put the bomb,
explosive holds.
Yeah, the explosive holds where you let everyone know in that area that you're there. But the rewards inside those holds are fantastic. They're so good.
It's usually got a gold hop up or like some kind of gold something.
At least one gold, either extended mag or a hop up, and then like 3 purple things. You know, it makes it worth your time and letting other characters know. The gunfights with the NPC characters on that bigger map don't have, I mean, they give you ammo and stuff, but there's no gold drops from them. You know, there's no like, you don't, from completing the whole nest, you get like 45
storm
crafting points. Storm point, yeah.
Yeah. All you get is ammo and shields and health,
if you,
right?
If you clear a nest, you get like crafting points, but
you'll also get you'll get some attachments, but they're like blue. Yeah, you'll usually get blue. If you're lucky, you'll get a purple. I don't think I've ever picked up a gold attachment from one of those.
The time to reward though, so like for the holds, it's
it takes
a 3-second
seconds
thing, and then you get all these rewards. The clearing out of a nest is 5 minutes sometimes, and it's not even worth the thing half the time. So
yeah,
I don't know. I hope they do some changes to that map. With some changes, it could be a very good map.
If there's new NPCs that are more like Titanfall, that like I'm into that. I'm so into that. If they bring out like the NPCs, what the fuck are they called? The robots that are like Pathfinder. I can't remember what those robots are called.
The
Stalkers?
GDI.
Stalkers?
Yeah, it's something like that. They have like the narrow head.
Yeah, they looked very similar, but a little bit different. Like some kind of security protocol droid. If there's
we're just saying,
if there's like packs of those on the map, super down with that.
We're saying put Titanfall in Apex. Just put Titanfall.
Do it, man. Just fucking do it.
And then give us mechs. Damn.
Just make Titanfall 3.
Fuck.
They're never gonna make Titanfall 3, dude.
Never, but maybe one day.
Maybe it'll be an offshoot mode. Like, hey,
I mean, I would
love to listen to Mirage, his quips running around in a mech.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Would he be able to summon another mech with his Mirage?
Just like a mech that just like doesn't do like
it's the exact same thing. Like
here's
the
what
exact same power.
So the mechs that you bring down in Apex, they can destroy buildings. That's a thing. We're just gonna pretend that that's a thing, even though I know that would never.
If you landed on another mech, it blows it up.
No, but I'm saying like the buildings on the map.
Yeah, if the physics were there, though, it could.
Yeah, you'd have to do a whole new physics engine for that though, and that's a lot. But let's say that you can spawn in Titans and they can destroy buildings. Mirage Titans they just run straight through the buildings and nothing happens. So like you kind of get the vibe and you know which one's
So,
real.
Very
and which
much
one's-
Mirage's thing.
Yeah. Except,
Although
well, his mirages stand up against the wall and don't move. I'm
Yeah,
saying
they don't
these would
clip-
like
they don't
move.
clip.
These would clip through and just keep going.
No, I think you have to do the same way. It has to be
The-
like
the
a
mechs just, like,
Titan that
stand.
It like punches up against the building and everything. That's how you have to do the Mirage mechs. But I would like to see it. Imagine the mechs with the Apex people's powers, like a Gibby that brings down a. They actually kind of already have that.
A
Titanfall 2.
giant Titan shield.
There's
well,
like the
in
specific
Titanfall 2,
Titanfall,
in Titanfall 2, that
you can there's that
Gibby's
class
shield.
of mech. There's a class of mech that literally summons Gibby's shield. That's where they got a lot of these powers from.
Well, I
in the
mean,
first
every
place.
time in Titanfall 2, when you drop a mech, it either spawns like super fast and you're like immediately in it and fucking shit up,
Or
or
brings a
it
shield down.
spawns and drops a shield around
That's
it
what
for
I'm-
a few seconds.
And you get to choose that stuff, and that's also
Yeah.
based on the mech that you get, because there's like the mech with the giant shield in front of it. There's the mech that is like super offensive focused, and I feel
I mean,
like
even
some of-
Valkyrie's rockets are based on completely like
completely
it's
on
literally
that.
like she took those rockets off of a
she
Titan.
does in the trailer. She
Yeah.
like takes them off the Titan.
They're off her dad's
Um,
Titan, who was one of the guys for
Titanfall 2.
yeah,
He's
but
one
I
of the bad
can't.
guys.
I'm trying to think of what the fucking
Hornet,
company
Wasp.
was. I can't remember
It's
what the company was.
something like B focused or something.
Not
like
the
that.
Apex Predators. I don't know. Some
Oh, I can see it's got like the tusk of the mastodon
yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't
well.
remember.
But like, dude, the lore is so connected. They just need to do it. Just bring them in.
Just do it. Just
Just
give us
do it.
Titanfall. Just give us Titanfall 3.
Can't
By
be
the way,
that
what is
hard.
that map in your background right there?
That is the God of War 2018 map.
Oh,
Yeah. Came with that collector's edition.
I thought it was more. I have a Oblivion or a Skyrim map on my wall that looks just like that.
Yeah, see, that's the big lake in the middle, and then that's the bridge. And then where's
Like
the
good
world
game.
serpent?
He's
The
all around
world's-
the whole thing.
Oh yeah, world
He's right
serpent's
there.
just going all over the place.
Yeah, he's at the bottom and all the
No,
top.
yeah,
two.
but he literally wraps around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Um,
great video game.
yeah.
Interested to see what they do with Ragnarok, considering all the like cool stuff they've already done. Like, how do you bypass that? I don't know. We'll see.
I don't even think
Anyway.
they need to top it. As long as they can make it as good as 2018, I'll be happy. And I think Atreus' story is going to go some places.
I am literally one, the Valkyrie fights.
Yeah.
I am one Valkyrie fight from platinuming that game, and I can't beat her.
Did you beat the whole tower?
Yep, I beat everything. I am literally, that's the only thing. I am 99% on the trophies. All I have to do is beat her, the last Valkyrie, and I can't do it.
I was trying to platinum that game, but then there's like that battle tower that you have
The battle
to go
tower
through.
is actually not that, because you're talking about going up the mountain and getting all that stuff.
like you start in hell basically.
yeah,
and
you
have
start
to,
in
like-
hell. It's
yeah.
not, it doesn't take that long. I mean, it's like 3 hours, but it's not hard. I
Mhm.
did it in one day. If you look up how to do it, they'll give you like little shortcuts and stuff. And I basically beasted that entire little area. It's annoying and I wouldn't want to do it again. But once you do it, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm good and I'm ready to go. But that I cannot
Those
beat.
Valkyrie fights are so good.
The Valkyrie fights are great, except the last one is so hard. Like, it's so hard. I cannot beat her. Whatever.
Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to Ragnarok though.
looking forward to that. Looking forward to playing some Apex here in a few minutes. Looking forward to the new season of Apex. There's a lot to look forward to, man. I know it's the slow season, but there's still never been a better time to play video games.
That's true.
That is a fact, and it keeps getting better every day. Keep finding. Oh, I also restarted Stardew Valley the other day.
Oh, I've never played that.
Real good game.
Yeah,
Real
I
good
don't
game.
I don't like.
Doesn't seem like I don't think it's a Travis game.
Yeah, it's probably not a me game. But sometimes I'll get into games that are not my thing and I'll get really, really into them.
I just like, I like cozy games. Like,
Yeah.
that's a cozy ass game, dude. Yeah, good times. But anyways, yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode of the Gaming and Drinking Cast. We will be back next week. I have more games that I've been playing. I know Travis does too, but We'll talk about those next week. We won't blow our load so early. You don't want to, never want to blow your load too early.
Keep going.
That's it.
Just don't do it. Just don't blow your load too early.
Don't blow your load.
It's just good advice in general, I think.
Yeah. If you're going to blow your load, at least do it together.
That's the
what
game
we want to do. That's what we want to do next week with all of
y'all. Let's all blow our loads together next week.
Oh my God. All right. All right, everybody. Cheers. Cheers, internet. Cheers to video games. Cheers to booze. Tell your mother you love her. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Cheers, everybody.
Bye.